So it's very interesting what Mosseri was saying on Instagram on his account back at the very last day of December to announce the prediction for 2026 and what he thinks it's going to look like. So I do have some opinions about it. Some are positive and some are negative, but I thought in the world of business, not just for creators, but what does that mean to business owners, founders, and those who really want to use Instagram as the primary platform for their business? The key risk Instagram faces is that as the world changes more quickly, the platform fails to keep up. I mean, technically for me, it's been quite a while since the algorithm, whatever they've been doing, has been enraging. But that's my opinion. Looking forward to 2026, one major shift, authenticity is becoming infinitely reproducible. I disagree with that because we've already seen a lot of companies trying to reproduce brands, products, or what have you, that we can tell are fake. I mean, look at the black market, look at all of the replicas that try to do the same, but it's not. Regardless of what that looks like, we are able to pick it up at some points. But once the jig is up and you can tell the difference between the real and the replica, the AI or the 3D printed or what have you that looks like the real thing, we are able to pick up, even if it takes maybe a bit of years or months. So infinitely reproducible, yes, but very quickly, once you realize this is fake, us as humans, we don't like it very much. Then he says, everything that made creators matter, the ability to be real, to connect, to have a voice that couldn't be faked, is now accessible to anyone with the right tools. Deepfakes are getting better, AI generates photos and videos indistinguishable from captured media. Yes, this is true, and I think this is, the problem or the opportunity with AI that we're getting into. Things more and more are gonna get better, and obviously in the wrong hands it's gonna get wrong very quickly and it's going to enrage a lot of people, but when it's done creatively, it's interesting. When you look at video game now, how they are done, and especially with Unreal Engine and with like Death Stranding, for example, they look as real as can be, but we want to be immersed in that, so that really a creative way to embody that. But in terms of Instagram and social media, when done wrong or for the wrong purposes, yes, it's going to be a problem. This is for us consumer to make an informed decision if we start to keep relying on those platforms because of what the outcome may be now, or if we just are able to filter out who we want to listen to. Power has shifted from institutions to individuals because the internet made it so anyone with a compelling idea could find an audience. The cost of distribution information is zero. I mean, yes, that's not news. That's not news. Please move on. We like to complain about AI slop, but there's a lot of amazing AI content. Even the quality AI content has a look though. Too slick, skin too smooth. That will change. We're going to see more realistic AI content. Of course, like technology has always proved it to us, it takes time for it to evolve, it takes time for people to adopt it. Right now, it's a constant debate if we like AI, if we hate AI, if we fear AI, if we see opportunity later on after it's being polished and it's being done properly. But that's AI slop is always going to be a personal opinion. Yes, we can tell AI content is what it is right now, and we can definitely tell the difference. Like he was saying before, we're not gonna be able to tell the difference soon enough. So that post is kind of like, are you contradicting yourself or are you just repeating yourself? So that's nothing new here. There is a lot of AI content that are amazing, I agree. When you use AI on a creative art or to experiment or to use it as a tool, that's amazing. This is what, I believe, where AI was supposed to be in the first place, not to create deepfakes to make you believe in something that isn't real or to take over our jobs or anything like that. It was supposed to be here to be a tool to help us evolve in some ways. This is how I take AI. And right now, when it comes to visuals or social media, in the case of Instagram, yes, we can still tell the difference. Authenticity is becoming a scarce resource, driving more demand for creator content, not less. The bar is shifting from can you create to can you make something that only you can create. Authenticity is not scarce. Those platforms made it so it's difficult to see the value in being authentic because all those accounts that are doing well nowadays, or they just have loads of followers or all that, most of the time is based on people who claim they have done something but actually hasn't, is just clickbait or is just in the wrong mindset. Or is just ad sponsored or anything like that. So on a business point of view, it can be difficult to see the relevancy and the effort to want to be authentic because the platforms are what they are. Unless you are under 25, you probably think of Instagram as feed of square photos, polished makeup, skin smoothing, and beautiful landscapes. The feed is dead. People stopped sharing personal moments to feed years ago. So yes, I agree with that because, again, the platforms have made it that way. There has been many years before when Instagram launched and then they changed the algorithm and it pissed people off. Then there was the feed that completely changed what you would be seeing. We adapted over and over again, and there's always been a change, or they tried a new feature that all of a sudden drove you away from a feed that you wanted to see. So the feed is dead because Instagram, because TikTok, or because any other similar platform, because you've done it that way. If you were to kill your own algorithm or put it back the way that people may want to actually use it, not to push your ads or to push your sponsored content, maybe if you were to do it more that way, maybe the feed wouldn't be dead. It's not our fault that we push the feed to be dead. You are in control of your platform. You made it so that feed is not as relevant anymore. So I feel that's a bit wrong to see it like that, for him to spell it in that way. That's not our fault. This is how you made your platform. The primary way people share now is in DMs, blurry photos and shaky videos of daily experiences, shoe shots and unflattering candidates. This raw aesthetic has bled into public content and across all platforms. Yes, the private sharing has always been the most powerful way of sharing content anyway. I mean, since WhatsApp exists, I believe that has always been the most powerful way to really have relevant content, or content that you want to engage a lot more than on social media. Yes, DMs are still a lot powerful. And on top of that, with Instagram especially, you have those private groups that after a certain number of followers that you have, you get access to, and you can create a group, a chat group, for your followers to engage with, or for your followers to see and watch instead of going to the feed. So again, it's in terms of privilege. If you have that privilege on Instagram, then you have a different way to be more powerful with the platform. The camera companies are betting on the wrong aesthetics. They're competing to make everyone look like a pro photographer from 2015. But in a world where AI can generate flawless imagery, the professional look becomes the tell. Right, I don't agree with that. Again, Instagram or Mosseri, I don't agree, because you're talking about cameras, again, as being the devil here. They are not the devil for wanting to make people want to look professional. So buying a camera, just the same as buying a phone, you buy it because you like it, because you want it, because that's what you want to have. The company that sells camera, they sell a result that those people want to have. I buy a camera, or I choose a camera, not because I believe that's going to make me look like a professional on Instagram, but because I am interested in the technology of that camera, giving me the look I want to work with. Why, I just don't understand why Instagram or Mosseri are literally trashing the camera industry there. It has nothing to do with social media. Technically, the algorithm is going to prioritize the content, not how it's been captured. Flattering imagery is cheap to produce and boring to consume. People want content that feels real. Savvy creators are leaning into unproduced, unflattering images. In a world where everything can be perfected, imperfection becomes a signal. I believe it's wrong to put everyone in that same category. There's going to be some people who want to use social media to see those ring bell camera on the move kind of footage because it makes sense, because they just want that type of content. And there are other people like me or other creatives that we want to see or use those platforms to see the pushing the creativity, to see some maybe tutorials or to see how-tos, because they want to see how, as a human, as a person, we can push our creativity, our boundaries. It should be a bit for everyone. If this is a direction that Instagram wants to go towards, then that's their choice. But that is not a sum up of what or how everyone is consuming on those platforms. Rawness isn't just aesthetic preference anymore, it's proof. It's defensive. A way of saying this is real because it's imperfect. So if we went through slides backwards, he was saying that AI could generate and replicate rawness. And now he's saying this is the only way that we can prove this is real. Again, you just told us that it's going to be difficult for us to tell the difference. I don't know where to go with that, because it's just contradicting itself. Relatively quickly, AI will create an aesthetic you like, including an imperfect one that presents as authentic. At that point, we'll need to shift our focus to who says something instead of what it is being said. Again, all about this rawness and AI, I don't think he knows where he's going with that. All these are quite statements. I don't know if they were thought through together as a slide, if I'm honest. But regardless, I agree with this who said instead. It's very much an Instagram problem where, because of all that feed that sends you all that information, regardless of the account you follow, you don't follow, has been sponsored or what have you, it's going to be a problem for us to trust Instagram or TikTok in those sense. Who is the person? Is it even a real person? Meanwhile, YouTube, especially for long form content, because it's a lot harder to replicate for such a long term with AI, maybe nowadays, again, maybe in the future, it won't be the case. YouTube, you start to really build that vlog lifestyle with the person, and it starts to become more and more apparent if it's a real person or a fake person. It will be a hunt for us as consumers to make sure that that account is a deepfake or not. So that means relying on our work, our brain, and our time to figure it out. And I don't think we're gonna like it for long. And then it goes on to say that it's going to be very difficult for us to see the difference between AI. Yes, like we were saying, platforms like Instagram will do good work identifying AI content, but they get worse at it over time as AI gets better. It will be more practical to fingerprint real media than fake media. So you're saying Instagram is doing a good job now. I don't know if we all agree. I don't think I agree, but it will get worse. So Instagram is doomed. Guys, he just said Instagram is doomed. There are lots of technology to be able to remove all the metadata from all the footage. That has been proven many times before. I don't see why now it will be easier, either one. Camera manufacturers will cryptographically sign images as capture, creating a chain of custody. Well, all of a sudden, camera manufacturers are going to be the savior to help us tell the difference between AI and real content. So cameras are not the devil advocates anymore. I am lost, guys. I don't know where he's going with it. Labeling is only part of the solution. We need to surface much more context about the accounts sharing content so people can make informed decisions. Who is behind the accounts? Again, this is the same statement that has been said before. In a world of infinite abundance and infinite doubt, the creators who can maintain trust and signal authenticity by being real, transparent, and consistent will stand out. Absolutely, yes. First off, I would like him to tell us if these slides have been generated with AI, because those long dashes is kind of revealing. Anyway, yes, of course, being the real person, being you on camera, being you on social media is never going to beat AI, because you're a real person, even the government can state it, and it's going to be the only way for you to stand out and for people to connect with you. YouTube has proved it many years before this AI problem that it was always going to be the case. The more you're showing about yourself, the more you actually share what makes you as a person, with your personality, your interests, your hobbies, or your imperfections, is going to make people want to connect with you or relate with you. It's not new science. It's already been proven by YouTube many years before. We need to build the best creative tools, label AI-generated content and verify authentic content, surface credibility signals about who's posting, continue to improve ranking for originality. Interesting, this one. I think a few slides before he was also mentioning that they didn't know how to keep up. So is he telling us his plan to keep up? Or is this a question for us to be more aware, and therefore it's for us to do the hard work? I feel like he's trying to tell us, he's trying to figure it out. Instagram is going to have to evolve in a number of ways and fast. Good for you. Yes, Meta, please do something. I mean, not that you've solved Facebook problem being a ghost town or just not being a relevant platform anymore. We want Instagram to figure it out, obviously. It's a weird way to tell us that you can't figure it out, you have to keep up, you're not sure how, you're trying to give us some ideas, but in the meantime, we have to do the hard work. So the best ways to move forward with Instagram, TikTok, or other similar platforms as a business owner for me, remains unchanged. It's all about authenticity. It's all about creating the content that really is relevant about your business, about you, rather than relying on those AI quick generated content just to fill gaps, fill your feed for the sake of being consistent. Because this is where the platform, or as Mosseri was saying, even the platform themselves are not figuring out how to filter these. So by remaining true to yourself from start to finish is surely going to help make the cut. For business owners, it's all down to your audience. Do you believe your audience will connect with AI-generated content, or will they not? There's no right or wrong answers here. Maybe they are, maybe it won't matter to them because the delivery of the content or delivery of the information is going to be the same regardless. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe you will want your target audience to connect with you directly as a person, as a founder. Whatever decision you make, it has to be true for yourself, for your audience, so you can grow in that sense, not to please the platform that can't figure it out already. The best advice I keep giving out to other business owners is to start focusing on long form. Because as we were saying a bit earlier, it is still difficult for AI to keep up with being what it is for a long form, say for half an hour or for an hour. It's going to take a long time for whoever is creating behind with that AI to really create that content for such a long time. It's still a tool. You still need to put your time and effort in making sure this is looking real, this is looking great. Creating on long form content has been a future-proof solution for many years before, and I still believe it will be for many years to come. Even as a business owner, it's going to save you a lot of time. You create that long form content and then you create a lot of cuts from it, and there you have it on social media. Not only it's relevant, authentic, it's being you, it's raw. You also have that call to action where you can say, go and watch the full video on YouTube. It has a lot more benefits than just creating short-form content that in the pool of AI or deepfakes and ads and sponsored content, those platforms are giving you. And I haven't touched about LinkedIn, but obviously as business owners, we want to build that authenticity with LinkedIn. This is what we've known LinkedIn for, is where everything helps build a professional profile and that authenticity. It's going to become even more important to build those profiles that are going to build that authenticity about you being a real person, not a deep fake, and you can then recycle or you can then work in harmony with YouTube, delivering all those cuts to all the smaller social media. It's more of an opportunity to help you build, but AI is not the devil, cameras are not the devil. It's the matter of how you use it and how you want your audience to connect with your company, that will really make a difference. For us, our jobs is to really make sure we are doing the right and relevant things. Though as business owners, like I said, we are busy. We don't want to waste our times on a platform that may become a ghost town or is having a hard time figuring it out. So last advice from business founder to business founder, bid your business time and quality on long form content. You can then post it on LinkedIn or YouTube, make a lot of different cuts from it and then put it on the social media. You can spend your time by being authentic on Instagram or TikTok or the rest, by connecting, engaging with the accounts that you believe are real or you are happy to connect with, and that will make you a lot more of an engaged person, a real person, a real business, and that will really benefit you in that sense. Hope this was helpful, guys. Let me know what you think. Bye.